Yo, what's up everybody? This is Jumpin here, and today this is going to be episode 3 of my You Built It series, where you build a build for Mass Effect 3, and I review it for you and tell you what I think about it. Today this is going to be the N7 Sniper, which was given to me by Suko954, which is pretty much the N7 Valiant on the human soldier with adrenaline rush. Really awesome. I'm using piercing and more damage on the gun. Now for his build, my build's going to be a little bit different, guys, because I didn't have any power resets. If I would have had one of them, I would have made it exactly like his, but unfortunately I didn't. So I'll tell you what he wanted. For adrenaline rush, you want to go for damage. The 20%, this is what he suggested. This does work good. And then for the second evolution, he recommended duration. Now personally, duration for me, I didn't think that was a good idea, just because you don't want duration if you don't have hardening. Mainly because with the damage protection that you get from hardening, then duration is nice, but the melee damage is better because it doesn't make the power last as long, so you can spam the power for the final thing, which is shield boost. I don't know, it sounds complicated, it is, but believe me, I personally think that melee damage is only better for the ability to spam the power more. Alright, now the grenades are a little bit different too. He wanted damage max grenades, and I'm going to have armor piercing. He suggested shield overload. I'll get into that in a minute. For alliance training, weapons damage, power damage, and then finally weapons damage. This is pretty much what he suggested. And then fitness is all shields. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now for the equipment I'm going to be using in this gameplay, I'm going to be using, and that was a mess up, I was going to be using incendiary rounds 4. Now I recommend warp rounds, though. I actually think warp is way better for the Valiant than incendiary rounds. Sniper rifle rail amp 3, sniper rifle amp 5, and finally power amp 3, which is just going to make my grenades stronger. Pretty much the point. The main thing though, guys, like I said, warp rounds to me I think are the best ammo for the Valiant. Okay, besides armor piercing can be good too. Alright, now the first thing I wanted to say is that Suko, or it's spelled S-Y-K-O. Don't know exactly how to say it right, but yeah, he wanted shield overload. Like I said, I would have made my build exactly like his, and I will do that in the future if I have power resets. I've been saving up all my credits though for the DLC, so I just didn't have any to reset this guy. Otherwise I would have for the video. But in the future I will do that, because the point of this series is for your builds, not your build that I modify. No, it's more about your builds. But anyway, another thing I don't have is the shield overload. Now I did like that better. I think the shield overload idea is actually really good, because if you have shield overload on your grenades, what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to chuck your frags as a pretty much massive overload to take out all the shields of all the enemies in a group. And then once you do that, 1-2 shots from this Valiant will pretty much kill. So that's a pretty good idea right there. That was something he suggested, and I do agree with that 100%. Although if you do have power amp on, I do have to say something, and if you have power amp on, this build can actually the grenades can actually take shields off without shield overload. But if you want it to have just a massive amount of damage to the infantry units, like to the smaller enemies, yeah, shield overload is definitely the way to go. I've used it in the past. I do like shield overload a lot for grenades, just for killing small enemies and then using my gun to kill big enemies. That's how I like to go about it. Alright, now let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about this build and why I love it. I love this build. When I was looking through the comments, which I do look through I looked through every one of the comments, or as many as I could, because there was like 200 of them, but there was tons of them, and I read most of the builds. I liked a lot of them, guys, believe me, but when I seen this one, I was like, I don't know, the Valiant is one of my favorite guns, and I have done something similar to this in the past. The first time I ever even used the Valiant, I actually had it on a human soldier, and I liked it, but then I put it on an infiltrator. I never went back. But because of the debuff now to the infiltrator, this is actually pretty freaking good, to be honest. It's better now than it used to be. Because it used to be that the Infiltrator just has so much more damage. The Valiant was just so much better on the Infiltrator than on the Soldier that this was good. It just wasn't as good. Now, this is, I wouldn't say, I don't really know. I would say this is pretty much as good. I wouldn't say this is better. I wouldn't say this is worse. But I would say it's about as good as the Infiltrator with the Valiant. Now, let me explain to you why. The first thing is the Infiltrator does still get more weapons damage because the total sniper rifle damage the Infiltrator gets is 105%. So, and that's and because the Valiant does shoot fast, you can get about almost all 3 shots off. Right there, I was tripping, did not realize it was an upload. Once I realized it, now I'm going to the upload to help my team. Sometimes you just don't pay attention. That's what happened right there. But anyway, all right. So the Infiltrator gets 105%. The Soldier gets, with Adrenaline Rush, gets 70%. The Infiltrator can get about 3 shots off, or maybe 2 shots off with the increased damage, where the Soldier can get like 9 shots off because of Adrenaline Rush. So in reality, yeah, this is pretty awesome. Now, the other good thing that Adrenaline Rush can do for you with something like this is it reloads your gun. So even though the Valiant has such a fast reload, it is kind of nice to be able to shoot 1, 2, 3, or just 1, 2, Adrenaline Rush, 1, 2, 3, reload, and shoot again. That's kind of a nice, that's actually really cool. Like, I do like that about this build. Right here, my frags are just wrecking all those enemies coming from that one position. This upload is always awesome for killing enemies because they will always spawn in that room. And if you have grenades or something, you could just chuck them all into the room and pretty much damage or kill every enemy, which is awesome. But anyway, like I was saying, but overall though, this build is a lot of fun. The second I seen this, I was like, all right, I definitely want to try that. And because I tried a couple of the builds, that was one thing I did do, guys. I tried a lot of your guys' builds, and now this was all throughout the weekend during Operation Broadside. I was trying the builds, and I was liking a lot of them. I gotta admit, I did like a lot of them, but this was the one that I liked the most, to be honest, because I played with this so much over the weekend, mainly because I do not have that many rail amps equipment for my, and that's a pretty nice little headshot right there. I do not have a lot of rail amps for my guns, unfortunately, but I do have a ton of sniper rifle rail amps because I never use sniper rifles, and that was a really funny looking dodge. But anyway, like I said, I do have a lot of sniper rifle rail amps, so that was pretty much the reason why I was using this so much, and I was loving it. Like, I was definitely loving it. I don't know, the Human Soldier is just a really good class. He's just a beast, honestly. Like, just the Adrenaline Rush, more damage, and if you go for hardening, if you for different builds and stuff, that's also really good. So overall, the Human Soldier is amazing, and this build is a lot of fun, and I would highly recommend trying this out, because if you have the Valiant, this is definitely one of the builds you can put it on and have a massive amount of fun. And this is definitely a great anti-Reaper build, especially if you do go for armor piercing on the frag grenades. This will wreck Reapers. Anyway, but that will bring me to my next point, which is going to be about Operation Broadside. There was an issue that happened with that operation, and I hate to blame BioWare, because I think BioWare is doing a fantastic job as of right now with this game. With these DLCs are free, these DLCs are coming out, really awesome. I'm loving some of the new ideas, some of the new weapons, some of the new builds that they are coming up with. I think that's great, and BioWare is really extending this game further than I ever thought it would go, to be honest. I thought they were only going to release a couple DLCs and be done with it, but they are definitely proving me wrong, and I'm really happy about that. But they do some things sometimes that make you go, what the hell, BioWare? Why? And this is one of them. Operation Broadside. They fucked up kind of bad, honestly, and it's totally their fault. That's the worst part about it. Now, here was the problem, is that for the operation, our mission was to get The individual challenge for getting a I'm pretty sure this is what it was. For getting a commendation pack was to beat Gold Reapers, and have at least one person extract it. One person at least. So full extraction, count it. Lone survivor, count it. Partial extraction, count it. As long as you just beat Gold Reapers, that's really all that matters, as long as everyone didn't die. So that was pretty easy to do, honestly. A lot of people probably did it. I mean, the majority of everybody probably did it, because it was really not that hard to do. But the other community challenge for all players was that we were supposed to get 400,000 extractions. Now, that really doesn't sound so hard. That actually sounds really easy, because 400,000 extractions against Reapers. Now, originally I thought, okay, that sounds pretty easy to do, 400,000, mainly because it was across all platforms. PC, PS3, and Xbox. All platforms counted, and I thought, okay, over all the platforms, there's going to be a lot of people playing Silver Reapers, a lot of people playing Bronze Reapers, there's going to be some people playing Gold Reapers like myself. It shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too bad. And but guess what? BioWare messed up. And they actually, I think, admitted this on the forums. I don't really use the forums, but I've seen a lot of comments, and a couple of my friends told me about this, that they actually admitted it on the forums, was that to actually have an extraction count against Reapers, it had to be a full extraction. Now that's terrible. Now, mainly because they didn't say that. They said you need the community goal is to get 400,000 extractions. So most people, including myself, really didn't care about getting the full extraction. It was more about, well, we got 3 people. That's pretty good. It's going to add up. But no, none of it. That doesn't count. That sucks. They worded it really bad. They worded it totally wrong. They should have totally just said, get 100,000 full extractions versus Reapers. If they would have said that, then everyone would have got it, and everybody would have been like, okay, we need to get full extraction. Because a lot of the people I played with over the weekend kept telling me, I kept asking them as well, have you been playing with randoms? And what have they been playing? And a lot of people was telling me that a lot of people were playing Geth, Firebase White, like always. And, you know, that sucks. It sucks that people were doing that. I mean, I understand everyone wants credits for the DLC. Everybody wants credits. But you also should have worked towards the community goal, because the reward is amazing. We're going to get, if we complete the community goal, gold. I said gold. I meant goal. If we complete it, we're going to get a Metagel upgrade, meaning that the total capacity will go up to 6 instead of 5. I have 5 Metagels. A lot of people, they don't like. I get some comments sometimes, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, "Do I really have to explain this?" But I feel like I almost have to, guys. All the equipment in the game it goes up to 5. That's the cap. It used to be 10 when the game first came out. Like in the first week, it was 10. If you were lucky enough to get 10, then good for you. But if you're like me, who I didn't even play this game for real until after the first week, because I played the single player like the first week. Yeah, mine is 5. So most people have 5 or whatever. And it's whatever though. It's really whatever. But to be able to have 6 Metagels would really help out for Platinum, honestly. That's what I was thinking. And finding out now that because it was the whole, you have to get 400,000 extractions, but they only count towards full extractions, that just sucks, because in my mind and a lot of people's minds probably, they didn't care about getting full extraction. Where if everyone would have cared about getting full extraction, everybody would have tried really hard not to die and not to get grabbed and killed in the final waves of Reapers. So that's a shame. I'm really upset that that's what happened. I don't know yet if we did the challenge. For anyone who's watched this in the future and you're like, well, hey, we got the 6th Metagel. Yes, this is the day before the DLC. I do not know if I actually have no idea if we did the challenge or not at this point, but I just wanted to bring it up that it was a shame that BioWare messed up like that and worded it so poorly, because if they would have worded it right, a lot of people would have been trying harder for the challenge. So that's really what I wanted to talk about. Alright, let me go ahead and get back into this gameplay and back into this build though. I was wrecking this gameplay, as you can tell. I don't finish with the highest score ever, but I definitely get a pretty solid score. Probably because it's Firebase White. Firebase White, it's not that Firebase White is harder. Against Reapers, Firebase White is definitely the best map for speedrunning Reapers, in my opinion. But the reason why it's the best map is because their spawns are so close and kind of fucked up, to be honest. And that's what can make this map somewhat challenging for people if you're not speedrunning, especially, is because you're going to have these Banshees chasing you around. If you rocket them, they're just going to spawn point blank right next to you. So there's really no point to even rocket them, like, ever. Just because they're just going to spawn, like, right there. That's what happens on the small maps like Glacier and Firebase White. Just because. But anyway, yeah, that's a shame. That sucks, but it's really whatever. But this build, guys, is so much fun. Like I said, I used this a lot over the weekend. People who played with me, for all the people who did, they could probably tell you that, yeah, they see me playing this build a lot, because I played this more than any other build, to be honest, over the weekend, just because I liked it so much. So I knew that this was going to be the one that I was going to choose for You Built It. Alright, so this right here is going to be a really sick clip. Check this out. I'm going to throw some grenades to damage the crap out the enemies, and then I'm just going to wreck the hell out of all these marauders. The kill feed is just amazing. And finally, there's one more, and yeah, totally failed. Missed some shots. I hate it when I miss easy shots, but overall, that was a pretty sick little clip. Just because, and that's the idea of the build. Like I said, the grenades are there just to take down the shields of all the enemies, to kill them in 1 to 2 shots. That's the way you want to use the grenades. And of course, the grenades are just really good, because frag grenades are really good. Right here, I'm going to shoot a rocket and get a kill streak. Now, there was one thing I did want to bring up in this video and talk about, and that right there was a total fail. I don't know what the hell happened there. I have no idea what the hell happened. My rocket just did not work. I only killed the 2 brutes, and there was a ton of stuff on that landing pad, unfortunately, that I didn't kill, that I should have. But anyway, there was something I did want to talk about in this video, and that was the fact that I say things wrong a lot. Because I get comments all the time that are like trying to correct things I say, or laughing at things the way I say certain stuff. And yeah, it bugs me, honestly, guys. It really does. I just have to be honest with you, is that drives me crazy. It makes me not want to do videos anymore, to be honest. And a lot of you guys are gonna say, "Oh, that sounds emo," but it's just that, yeah, it really does. It really does make me not even want to do videos, because I can't talk right. But the truth of the matter is this: I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna tell you a little bit something kind of embarrassing that I hate to admit, but it is the truth, and that is, I have a speech impediment. I have a speech impediment. I've had it my whole life. When I was younger and I was a child, when I was like about 6 years old, maybe 5 years old, and no one could understand me. Like, no one could understand me. That's just what it was. Like, I don't even think my mom could understand me for when I was like 6, just because I had such a bad speech impediment. And I remember one time I had to go to my sister's class. She was 2 years older than me, and I was in kindergarten. I had to go to her class because my mom told me something over the phone, or something was going on that I had to go do and tell my sister. So I went to her class, and when I went to her class and I told her what it was, a lot of the other kids laughed at me because no one could understand me. Like, no one could understand me. And my sister couldn't understand me because my sister was like the only person on the planet who could actually understand what I was saying. It was weird. She just knew it. But So that's the thing, guys. Like I said, that my whole life I've always had a speech impediment, and if you guys sit there and you correct me and you say, "Oh, this is how you say it," you spell it out like I'm fucking retarded. I know, I know how to spell it. It's just I can't say it. And when you think about it, here's the funny part. You might get a kick out of this. You might laugh at this, but people don't realize this, is that the words I mess up, the words I cannot say, are normally words that have T's in them. T's. I suck saying T. It's just that simple. Especially TH. I cannot say words right with TH. I cannot do it. No matter how hard I try, I just cannot do it. TH is my enemy. It's always been my enemy. If I was made fun of a lot in school because of the fact that I couldn't say TH. But it's just what it is, guys. So I know that a lot of you guys just do it. They just you try to correct me like it's going to help, but it's not going to help. And it just pisses me off when I see it. So that's my thing. I just wanted to bring it up in a video. I wanted to be honest with you guys, is that yes, I have a speech impediment. That's why I can't say words with TH. And the best example, and the worst thing about this game is that there's so many fucking TH words. I can't say right. Right here we're going to save our teammate, which is awesome. And like the number one would be Getha. Or I can't say it. See, I cannot say it. It sounds like F's. I use like an F sound for saying TH. So yeah, guys, just keep that in mind in the future. It just, like I said, it just bugs me. It really does bug me. But I do want to, you know, I like doing videos. I like doing commentaries. Like I said, you got to bear with the fact that I just cannot say certain things. Laugh at it. Not at, like, don't maybe laugh at me, but at least laugh at the fact I can't say it. But don't try to correct me, because it ain't going to help. It is not going to help, and it just pisses me off. So that's just something I wanted to bring up in this video before it was over. But as you can tell, this is pretty much ending right here. I have not died yet, and I'm going to try my heart out not to die, so I can get the flawless. I really wanted to get the flawless in this gameplay with this build. And yeah, that's it. I got the flawless. Yeah, yay me. But anyway, guys, please leave a comment. Please tell me your builds. I will pick one and I will do a build. Thank you once again to Suki or Suke or whatever your name is. I'm sorry if I can't say it right. 954 for leaving the comment suggesting the N7 sniper. I really had fun all weekend with this build, and I really like it. So yeah, thanks to you, we got this video. But besides that, guys, please comment, please like, please subscribe. For any new DLC stuff, I will be doing all new DLC stuff all week long. So definitely subscribe for that. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. So peace out.